Okay, everybody, I am back. It is day one of the soup challenge for planted places for our planted members. Last month we did a smoothie challenge and I went live every day for a week in the morning to show you guys what we were doing that day. And then now we're moving into February. And what do you do in February? You have soups, because this is probably in the Bay Area. I kind of feel like this is one of the coldest coldest months of the year. January sort of, but February, it's still really cold, and I think maybe because you're kind of ready for it to start being spring and it's still cold, so soup is good. So what we decided, we're gonna do one a week for the month of February. We're not gonna make you make a soup every single day of a week. That's a little insane if you're anything like me. So, I've got 3 kids and we're all busy. So I need something that is kind of easy to do. And what's great about soups is you make them and you make a lot of it, and then it just stays in your refrigerator and you kind of eat it all week long, which is a wonderful thing. But what we wanted to start with today this is a hack from one of our team members. She told me what she does whenever she has to, when she's going over, maybe she's gonna go visit some friends, pre-COVID, and she wanted to bring something nice to eat. She would make this soup because she says it's so unbelievably easy and it's delicious. So here's what it is. Someone's telling me that I went away, but I'm still live, so I think they must have internet issues. Try to log back in. Okay, so what we do is literally, this is a Trader Joe's hack. And I remember, God, way back when, there used to be a cookbook, and it was like a Trader Joe's cookbook, and they would have all these recipes. I don't have it anymore, but where they would have their different, they have such yummy things there, right? And they would just have the different, like, take a look at this soup and add this rice and do this, and boom, you got a meal. And so I always thought that was kind of fun. But this is kind of similar. There's 3 Trader Joe ingredients to make this soup. And then what I did, of course, is I went out to my wall and I cut a ton of leafy greens because it is so pretty. I think from the rain, the plants now have completely acclimated to the cool temperature. It is vibrant. It is so happy. So if you're looking at any of our posts, we're posting some walls right now because we have a special going on for walls for Valentine's Day, which I'll tell at the end. But they are so happy because it is just, those pictures, you'll see them in our posts. They're so happy. So I got Swiss chard, I got bok choy, and I got mustard green. I had a mustard green, and I got black mizuna. Oh, I'm so excited. Now this soup is a little on the spicy side, so that's why it's kind of good to maybe add the mizuna. If you're growing arugula, that's good to put in there because that's sort of spicy too. But I'm showing you, I'm gonna use the hack that Robin taught us yesterday. So I don't know if you guys saw it, if you should look, it's gonna be in the feed, scroll down. Yesterday I went live with Robin, our happy food chef, and we talked about soups, and I asked her, how do you get those greens in there? Because you don't normally, I normally think of like soup, the old days, like, God, they'd be all wilted and they wouldn't be very good by the time like it was in the soup. She had a great hack to keep it fresh. And oftentimes, right, fresher the greens are, the more nutrition that's packed in there. So what we did for this soup is 3 ingredients. So the first thing was, this is right from Trader Joe's. This is their organic tomato red pepper soup. Okay, I'm sure you've all probably bought this at one time or another. So you add this into your pot. You literally make this in 10 minutes. You add this, and then you get the chimichurri rice, okay? That's also from Trader Joe's. It's in the frozen section, okay? And then you add, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, zog sauce. Basically what is in here is cilantro, and it's got some peppers, some jalapenos, so it's a little spicy. So if you don't like spicy stuff, don't put the whole thing in there. Just kind of monitor it a little bit. But basically, you add these 3 ingredients, and I don't know if you can kind of see. I'm going to move it over there so you can see it. I basically added it all to the same pot. I heated it up probably about 10 minutes. Okay, there it is. And then what I did is, let's go over here. Whoa, sorry about that. I knew this would go. We're back. Okay, and so then what I did, I'm going to put this back into the stand so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then what I did is I got my leafy greens, okay? And so I'm going to show this here. You can see I cut up. I've got my Swiss chard. Doesn't that look amazing? This is what really, really healthy, nutrient dense Swiss chard looks like right out of the wall. Isn't that amazing? Okay, that's the Swiss chard. I got more Swiss chard. I got different kinds. And then I've got the bok choy. Here's the mustard green. And here is the Mizuna. Mizuna is very much like, it's in the mustard family, but it's very much like a, it kind of is like arugula. It kind of tastes like arugula, but it's a little spicier than arugula. That's kind of how to think about it. And I also have some microgreens here. So I've got some radish greens. And I also have some parsley and some oregano, and I'm gonna put those on top at the very end. But basically I chopped up some bok choy. I basically did Swiss chard, bok choy, Mizuna, mustard, and greens. I chopped that up in the bottom, and then what Robin, literally what she told us to do is you just wanna take some of the soup, okay, and I'm just gonna pour it on top. I'm being adventuresome. I've never done this before. This is what she told me to do. So I'm gonna pour it on top of my soup. I'm gonna mix it in, and it's gonna cook because the soup is hot, as you can see from the steam. It's gonna cook the greens a little bit, but not overly, right? So they're probably gonna still be, like right now, they're getting a little, a little limp, but they're not overly cooked, which is the important part, right? And I'm gonna eat it, and I already had a taste, and oh my God. It's oven hot, but it is delicious. This is so good. Okay, so this is the hack, because honestly, this took me 10 minutes. So you guys do it, take a picture. Also crusty bread, really good with crusty bread. It's spicy. I'm like, woo, oh my God. Anyways, crusty bread, and you just dip that into your soup. Really good with it, and we're done. So that's what it is this week. I don't even know the name of this. Chimichurri tomato roasted red pepper zog sauce soup with leafy greens. So try that, take pictures, post it in our Planted membership Facebook community so we can see it, or post it on Instagram so we can see that. And what we're gonna do is when you get your weekly newsletter, if you're a Planted member, you're gonna get the recipe for next week's soup. And then I'll go live again next Thursday, and I'll show you what we're doing. We're doing like a chickpea kale soup next week. That's got a little bit of ginger in there. I think curry. Sounds really, really good. So we're gonna do that next week. And last but not least, if you are thinking about a planted wall and you're doing the planted box and you are growing all sorts of food, and you're probably getting a lot of pots by this time, I would imagine, we're gonna be sending you 4 more seedlings and soil and pot next week. And you're probably getting a lot of pots. And so planted wall is a great thing to step up into, because that's a great way to place all your pots into the wall. It comes with the irrigation, comes with the float valve if you want to go ahead and hook that up to your water system. So it's kind of hands off. It's a wonderful way to grow food vertically. And be able to really look at your food up close. And it's beautiful. So anyways, there is a special this up until Valentine's Day. We're doing $400 for the planted wall. That is a huge steal. I can't believe we're doing this. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to get you guys into the planted wall before spring hits, because when spring hits, everything starts growing so much faster than it's growing right now. And so we want to get you ready for that. If you happen to live in area codes 408, 650, or 831, that's basically Santa Cruz or kind of Peninsula Bay Area, we are doing a free local delivery and setup and consultation. So this is kind of a huge deal. We really do not do this kind of ever. And we're really doing it because we're getting ready for spring. We're getting you ready for spring. So take advantage, let us know, direct message us for sure. Okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Well, actually, members, I'll see you tomorrow when we do a live in the garden. Okay, around 10:30 in the morning, we'll go live in the garden, doing special trainings for the week. I'll probably talk a little bit about what we're getting next week in the mail in our planted box. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Take care.